She is a best-selling author and award-winning television producer. He's Britain's most successful comedian. Once too broke to afford to pay the heating, life for Jane Fallon and Ricky Gervais wasn't always so glamorous. So here to talk new novels, finding fame and how to deal with, apparently, a noisy partner in lockdown, it's Jane Fallon. Hi there, Jane.
Hi.
Hi. Is it you that's the noisy one or Ricky?
Oh, no, I know. I'm the quiet one. I like absolute silence when I'm working, but yeah, he's quite a noisy... He's like a little Fisher-Price toy. He just makes random noises all over the place.
What's he actually doing when he's making these noises?
Singing, laughing. Oh, I don't know.
Has it been a long lockdown, Jane?
So say all of us.
Yeah.
So well, let me ask you, because obviously we're going to talk about your new book, but are you talking about him being noisy while you're writing? And I'm kind of interested in what your writing process is. Are you quite sort of disciplined about doing it all day?
No, I'm not very disciplined, but I do have to have complete silence. So it is hard when the two of us are home. I have to take myself off into another room because I can't stand it, even music, anything. I just can't bear it. But in terms of discipline, no, I do like a few hours a day. I do my 1,000 words a day pretty much most days, but I definitely don't work all day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this book is Queen Bee, and I think it's your 10th bestseller. I think that's right.
Wow.
You know, it's a bit close to home in terms of the theme, isn't it?
Well, it's about a very specific group of the super rich, a very specific group of people who really take absolutely no joy in their money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having money, but I find it very odd, people that have money and all they do is sort of join another tribe who tell them what to do and what kind of marble to put on their floor and what sort of designers they should be wearing and all that kind of thing. It's a very kind of specific bunch of people where money is everything.
Do you wrestle with having money? Because obviously now people would class you as being in the super rich category. It's not where you started out. Do you have difficulty kind of reconciling that?
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I mean, I think apart from obviously I'm living in a beautiful house, I kind of tend to ignore it by and large because it is quite a strange thing to think about. But also I think as long as it's, you know, giving you pleasure and you can make good use of it, that's fine. It's for some people, I feel like it almost becomes another prison that they put themselves in, albeit a very comfortable one.
Do you find that you appreciate it more? Because, you know, you and Ricky, you met at university, and when you were first together, you didn't really have anything at all, did you?
No, not at all. I think you definitely do if you can feel like you've earned it. And I think because, you know, we went through a good few years where we had absolutely no money, and I've talked about this before, the brothel that we lived above in King's Cross, and it was just horrendous. And I always knew that I had a plan, that I was going to try and build up a career and all that kind of thing. And so I think once you do that and you start to have a bit of success, it does mean a lot more because you have worked for every bit of it, really.
And your parents, you kind of came from a background where your parents both worked very hard. They sort of taught you a work ethic, you said before, but you said you had a Saturday job. What was your Saturday job?
Oh, I had many, many, many Saturday jobs. I worked in various shops. I worked in a bookshop for a long time, which was great, actually. I worked in all sorts of different shops. I was a chambermaid in various hotels.
A chambermaid?
Oh, God, that's the old days, isn't it? A chambermaid.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're not called that anymore. But I loved that job. I used to think it was such good... You were on your own, you were poking around in people's stuff. It was great.
So was that
Jane, what I was going to ask...
Oh, go on, Saira.
Oh, sorry. Jane, I was going to ask you, obviously, when you have money, you are introduced to different social groups. Do you find that your friends have changed, or have you kept your old mates from uni and stuff? You know, do you feel like mixing with different sort of circles is hard to understand, the celebrity world, etc.?
Well, obviously you make a lot of friends along the way, but we've still got our original bunch of friends. Because they're the people that, you know, you've got... history is everything really with friendship, I think, and you've got a big history with them and all that kind of thing. I think because I'd worked in TV for a long time, I didn't really have that sort of nervousness about celebrity that maybe I would have had if I'd have just come into it cold when Ricky started going on TV, because, you know, I was used to working with famous people, so I didn't feel like there was a mystique about famous people that frightened me about them.
Do you have a lot of people that you come across in your life living in this? I mean, you've gone right through it, like you say, rag to riches. Do you draw on those people and put them in your books? Do your friends ever recognise themselves?
Maybe. Possibly, yes. You have to be really careful. I always amalgamate people, so I do. I get a lot of inspiration from people I know, but I make sure no one is wholeheartedly one person that I know. So I will mix them up. And actually, I used to quiz my friends for all their relationship stories, and now they've got wise to it and they won't tell me anything.
Oh no, that's awful.
So how has lockdown been in general for you then? Because I know you two are quite used to spending a lot of time together, but you said you've broken your insomnia, which is amazing.
It is. That's been a real positive for me out of all of this, because I've been a lifelong insomniac. I can remember right from being a tiny child that I never used to sleep. I used to walk around the house all night. And all through my adult life, I had real trouble sleeping. And actually, somehow in lockdown, I've discovered sleep.
And
I've been sleeping like a baby. And it's been
why?
fantastic. I think maybe it's because there's nothing to get up for in the morning, or I don't know.
So just like probably just sort of enforced kind of stillness, maybe.
Slumber mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it true you haven't been on a holiday since 2005? Because I'm worried about you. This is not good.
It's true. I mean, it is true in that we haven't been on a holiday that's 100% a holiday. To be fair, we do travel a lot and we always try and make sure there's a few days holiday in there, but it's usually built around some kind of work thing for Ricky. So no, an actual just lying down in a puddle and not doing anything holiday, 2005. I'm not very good at holidays.
Would you go on holiday with friends and a big gang? We're going to talk about that later. No.
Oh, no. No. You go to get away from it.
That's a no. That's a no. Jane, it's been lovely speaking to you. Thank you very much. Very best of luck with the book Queen Bee. That's Jane Fallon.